Hello everybody, I'm Renzo Mox, and welcome back to another LEGO Star Wars Buildable Figure Set review. Today we're taking a look at the Scout Trooper and Speeder Bike set. Alright, I'm so excited for this, let's not waste any time, let's get right into it, starting off with the Scout Trooper. Okay, so let's start off with the reason that you probably didn't buy this set, at least not for me. I mean, unless you like to collect OG Stormtroopers, cool, or just Stormtroopers in general, but there's no way you paid like $70 for this guy. I don't know. It just seems incredibly unlikely. But, you know, there's a chance that you did, and if you did, that's cool. We have the Scout Trooper. Scout Trooper is really cool. I do like him. He's not as good as the regular Stormtrooper, I think, but he still does a decent job at looking, you know, decent. A decent side set, basically. His head mold looks really cool. I like it. It's nice and beefy. It's got a lot of nice printing, not nice molding. I like that. Seems a little big, but again, I don't know. It's probably supposed to be this big, which is cool. Chest printing also looks pretty cool. I don't get what's the deal with all the scratches. Maybe, I don't remember. I think it's kind of like an outfit. I'll have to go back and check, but I don't remember them having a bunch of scratches. They got the shoulder pads. Those look cool. Cool. They actually added a lot of system on this guy, so they kind of gave him the same, like some more extra armor. I guess these are supposed to be like pouches. They look decent. They don't look terrible. I do like them. I think this is a backpack. It's not very well done. It just kind of sticks out and looks really awkward in my opinion. A lot of these pieces unprinted, which is nice. We get 4 of them in the set, which is great. You know, 4 is incredibly useful. You got 2 on the legs and 2 on the arms. A lot of black armor, which is cool. I like black armor. The articulation is fine, as per usual. Not like there's any complaints with the articulation. It's usually pretty good. And this is actually a first. I like this. Dude has the weapon holder on his lower leg. That's nice. As for the weapon, it is pretty bad, in my opinion. Again, they were probably this small in the actual movie, but if that's the case, I don't like it. That's a very small gun. It does not look good, in my opinion. It's just really small and awkward. It just, I don't like that. It just looks weird. I don't know. Maybe it's the way he's holding it. Oh well. But, yeah, I mean, the storage is pretty good. I like how you can just strap it onto the side of his leg. Aside from that, he's not really anything special. Nothing that we haven't really seen before, aside from maybe the system stuff. But we did see that on Baze a little bit, so. Overall, he's an okay trooper. Definitely not my favorite, but he's got some good qualities about him. So, yeah, that's really all I have to say about him. So, this is the reason why the set is $70. So expensive. Just look at this thing. To put this in scale, I'm going to bring in, let's see, what do I have here? I'll bring in the Scout Trooper. Yeah. Actually, I'll put him behind. You can see how pretty big this thing is. It's nothing to mess around with. This is seriously like a big rig vehicle. This thing is long. This thing got weight to it. It is $70, and it definitely feels like you've been given $70. Aside from the Scout Trooper, it doesn't really feel like you've been skimped. It doesn't really feel like the price is like really bad. Like, yeah, I know $70 for Canadian, which is, that Canadian dollar is always a little more expensive in Canada, which is a shame. But I still feel like it is $70. I feel like that is a good price for this. So let's take a look at this thing. So lots of recolors, which is nice. I'm not sure if any of these brown panels have been in this color before, probably. But to me, it is new. Again, I'm going to say a lot of pieces are recolors, and they won't be. This piece right here, this Technic piece, that's a nice recolor that I've never gotten. Same goes with this piece. I also do want to mention that. Let's just take a look at this thing because it's very visually striking. It's very covered up and looks very well done. From the front, it's got this nice angle. angled fins, I guess, and it's really easy to turn this thing around because it's on a stand. Speaking of which, the stand does not come off, which is a shame, but it is pretty integral, I'd say, to the build. Like, if it wasn't there, it wouldn't be as good, in my opinion. You just have the one engine, which it's kind of sad that there's only one, but the build works better like that. A bunch of wires all throughout this thing. There's only 3, but also, I do like how on the actual stand part of it, you do have the extra missile. That's nice. So it is really a display piece. Just look at the back. It's really well covered up. It looks great. It's all beefed up, and you should have seen the build of this thing. The build to the back is, like, actually insane. There's so much in there, You can just kind of... I'm going to, like, turn this upside down. Yeah, you could just see the amount of parts that went in there. It's pretty crazy. You can actually lift these up, and bam, you got the thrusters. That's cool. They're nothing special, just a couple of system pieces, but it is very, very well covered up, and I do appreciate that. Nice little seat that you got going on here. It's a nice shaping. Don't really know what this is. It's probably like a pouch or something. I'll have to go back and check. There's the handles, and the use of this piece is especially nice. It gives a lot of coverage, and you're probably looking at it right now, and you probably see the missile. Well, the idea for this is you can kind of see this Technic piece right here sticking out. Obviously, that is the trigger to the gun, and that shot out really good. It's a very good mechanism, and I like the fact that it is built into the set, which is really cool. Nice use of these pieces, the long system pieces. They really do add, like, length to the whole thing, really. Just look at this thing, like, head on. It's a pretty big deal. It's a pretty friggin' long set. And I like that. This is working pretty well for me. It's easy and convenient to turn this thing around. But I guess oh yeah, by the way, these are the pedals, or not pedals, basically this is what you put the trooper's feet on, and then you put his hands on here. Nice assembly. They stick out, obviously, but you can actually bring the pedals up here if you want to, if they're obviously sticking out at the bottom. You can, like, easily bring them up. You can even pretend, if you're a kid, just pretend they're like a little gun or something, so it comes up and it's like pew or something like that. But I really do like this. I think the look of it is very impressive. Just overall, looking at this, it's freaking, like, it's not, like, the best thing I've ever seen made out of Lego, but I don't buy that much Technic, but this is probably the best Technic set I've owned in a long time, just because of the massive amounts of detail on this thing. I'm gonna hold it up from the top just so you can get a top-down view. That's awesome. Can I hold it from the bottom? There's basically what you're looking at. It's a very long build, at least in my experience. I'm not a fast builder, but my least favorite part, for those of you who know, are the wires. They're very finicky. They don't tend to work with me. Yeah, that's really about it. So I want to show you guys what the trooper looks like on the thing. So yeah. So I finally managed to put the guy on, and he's a little posed awkwardly because I'm still trying to figure out how to fully put him on. It's not an incredibly just plop him down, process. You do actually have to, like, careful, like, mind the parts. You have to make sure everything lines up, but this is basically what he does look like, and this is the proper scale of what you're seeing. So you really do get lots of room. It is it's decently switchable. The only problem is when you go to grab it, you do have to be wary of the trigger. And with the trooper on, it is a little harder. They do give you enough room in between here, though, hopefully, from what I'm guessing. Yeah. Your hands do have to be a little smaller, but you can get your hand in there, and you can hold the trigger if it's... Yeah, you can do all that, so it's just a little confined. If you have smaller hands, it definitely works out better for you. But it looks cool. I think, yeah, it looks nice. Get a little 360 on that. Obviously, he was built to be on this thing, so no doubt why it looks good. And honestly, don't have much else to say. It's pretty self-explanatory. I freaking love this. So yeah, let's move on. Oh, this set. You see, I've been waiting for a set like this for a really long time. Bionicle vehicles are probably some of my most favorite things in Bionicle history. The sets are great, but the vehicle sets are really cool. I recently got Voltraz, and he's a great little set. Obviously, he's not the most memorable Bionicle vehicle. People aren't going to remember him for being the most memorable vehicle. But it's still a good set either way. No matter what, all the vehicle sets are really good, I personally think. And this set is no exception. It is a pretty dang good set. I mean, just look at it. It's well covered up. It's pretty solid. It's got a really solid build. It's a great display piece. Like, if I saw this from, like, I don't know, however far, I'd probably confuse it for an actual Star Wars figure, like an actual display piece, because it's so well covered up, and it looks really good. And I don't deny that it is a really, really, really well-made set. Probably my second most favorite Star Wars figure. Yeah, probably second. Because General Grievous is my first, because he's a Titan set, and I love Titan sets. Here's the thing, if you make a Titan set or a vehicle set, I'm gonna freaking love it. And guess what? They did not shock me. I knew it was gonna be good. I was waiting for this. Everyone's like, no, don't get your hopes up. It's like, I'm more hyped for the Stormtrooper Commander. Nah, this guy's where it's at. Look at him. It's great. I love this set. I'm a little hyped, honestly, for this set because it's a great vehicle set, and like I said, I love vehicle sets. Make anything that's a vehicle set, and I'll probably like it. I hope to see more sets like this. That's the problem, is the likelihood of seeing another one of these sets is a little iffy, because there's not too many vehicles that are down to this scale. I mean, this is a tiny vehicle in Star Wars. It's not very big, but it's still really big. Like, it's 400 pieces. I think almost 500. Yeah, you can't tell from here. It's almost like 500 pieces, which is insane, just for a small vehicle like this. So imagine what you could do trying to build a bigger vehicle. A vehicle I would like to see would be Rey's Sand Speeder, or even the actual, like, Sand Speeder from Luke's speeder from the first movie, from A New Hope. That would be great to see. But I don't think we'll be getting anything like that, which is really disappointing. It's clear they put a lot of money into it, which is why they're separating out the waves. Also because The Last Jedi is coming out, and, you know, they need a lot of sets for that movie. But that basically sums it up. I really do like this set. If you have not bought it, I understand there is a little bit of a price issue. It is an incredibly expensive set, but it's worth it. You know, you get, for the most part, you do get what you pay, and I like that. Except for the Trooper. The Trooper's the only exception. He does beef up the price a little bit, I'd say. Like, if you take the Trooper out, it's probably like a $50 set. And I'll admit, $70 is quite a lot, but again, almost 500 pieces, so it is an incredibly good deal. I think, personally. That's just my opinion. So yeah, I definitely recommend you pick it up. And this is my last review, Star Wars-wise, until the Last Jedi sets come out, or whatever next wave, which I believe there's 4 sets, so I'll be sure to pick those up when the time comes. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you all very much for watching. I'm Renzo Mox, and goodbye, everyone.